Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Elizabeth, and today we are going to be talking about some things that I am leaving behind in 2023 and what I'm going to do moving forward into 2024. So first, we're going to talk about what I'm leaving behind, and then I'll be sharing another video on what I'm bringing into 2024. So I hope one of these messages and videos is helpful to you. Let's go over it. All right, number one, insecurity, doubt, disbelief. So this is super important, and this is something that I've had a problem with in my life, and not necessarily totally believing myself and letting some things get in the way, and just kind of being my own worst critic. And so I don't know if any of you can relate to that, and I am just throwing that out there. That is something that I struggle with at times. And so it's not helpful though, right? And so something that I've learned and I've been learning over my life is that you are who you are, right? We can change that. We can change how we show up. We can change our attitude. We can change our mindset, but we can't always just change who we are, how we look, all of those things. And so embracing that more, stepping into that and being comfortable with that, I think is really, really helpful, because then that helps you go forward in confidence. It helps you to do the things that you actually enjoy and connect with more people. And you're really holding yourself back. I'm holding myself back if I'm letting some of these things and these insecurities or things that I really wish were true but that aren't, or just some of the self-doubts that might not even be true. It can really hold you back. And so let all that go. Stop worrying about what other people think. Stop being such a hard critic on yourself, and just let that go and go, what are the things I want to focus on? What do I want to build in my life? What do I want to do? How do I want to serve? And when you do that, then your whole life's going to change. Like, accept who you are. That is one of the biggest things that you could do. And one of the biggest blessings that you could ever give yourself is to accept and love who you are, and then go ahead and live your life and go ahead and kick butt. Number two, I'm leaving behind inaction and just delaying and just analyzing and thinking. So number one, I'm going to leave behind analyzing and thinking about things that are not helpful. And so I love to learn, and I love to think about things, and I'm always looking at every side of the situation and wondering why things are the way they are, or why people are doing what they're doing, or etc., which is great. Like, that can be a strength and a tool, right? But it also can be a detriment, and it can be something, an Achilles heel, because maybe I'm using that time and that energy on things that aren't going to really help my life, or analyzing certain situations that there's no point in doing that, right? And so I'm going to be using my brain and my analysis and my desire to analyze and to figure things out and problem solve for things that I want to focus on, and for some of my goals, and for helping out my family and things of that nature. And so I just think that's something that's super important. The other part that I talked about was inaction. And so the inaction side is, I love to learn, right? And this year in 2023, I started really taking action, especially towards the mid to the end of the year. I've been posting every day on YouTube since September. And so I am starting to take action. I'm starting to do the things. I would write down maybe things I learned. Maybe I learned, hey, invest in a Roth IRA, and if you invest the full amount, you will have $1 million in 30, 40 years. So I'm like, okay, that's really good information to know. And then I actually did it, right? And so instead of just thinking about things, start taking more action. And even with YouTube, like, not all these videos are great. And I'm sure I'm going to look back even on these videos and be like, I need to change these more. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I posted that. But I'm taking action, and hopefully eventually it'll continue to improve and grow, and we'll get somewhere. Number three, thinking small and not asking the right questions. And so this is part of it. And so one part that I want to share is getting out of your own head. And maybe there's a situation or a problem that arises, and you're just like right here with it. Instead, you want to zoom out and have more perspective on things. And instead of just being right here, I think that's super, super important, and that can really help you in your life. And so I do think that's partly thinking small by just being just one-on-one on a person, or just with yourself and your life situation. Let's expand and think there's billions and billions of people in the world. And so let's zoom out and go to outer space, and it will help you. Does this matter in 5 minutes? Will this matter in 5 years? Will this matter in 5 days? And it can really, really give you perspective. But also thinking small, like, what can you actually do in your life? There's probably so much you can do. All of us were given these gifts and skills and talents and desires, and that is not by accident. Sorry, that is not by accident, right? That is for a reason and for a purpose. And so you want to pull that out of yourself and think bigger, start thinking bigger, and start writing down your ideas. It doesn't mean that you're going to do every single one or do them today, right? We can only do a certain amount at a time, but start thinking big. Start thinking big for your life and think that you can play big, because you can. You can be on the big leagues. All these famous people, successful people, as I've been learning and as I've been seeing, they're just like you and I. They're just like us. Some of them had really great childhoods. Some of them didn't. Some of them had lots of opportunities. Some of them didn't. Some of them are super confident. Some of them weren't. Some of them, like just anything, right? They all have different backgrounds and experiences, but they started learning the right mindsets. They started learning the right skills. They started adopting some of these belief systems and just these different character traits and then these different mindset shifts. And then they got into the right scenarios and in the right industries and were in there at the right time, and they persisted and they kept going, right? So it's some of these things that I'm going to be talking about more about, because I think we all have so much within us, and I think we need to put that into the world, that light and our talents and our ideas into the world that will help make it a better place. But I also think it will help you. My goal is to help you live a happier and healthier life if you have more finances, if you have more better relationships, if you're healthier, but also if you're doing something that you're passionate about or that you feel like you have a purpose, your ikigai. I'm going to do a video on ikigai. It's that purpose, right? And we can freak out about what's my purpose and stuff, but really when you're creating things and when you're doing something in the world that you feel good about, you're not going to be feeling like depressed and upset and all these things. Depression typically, and I'm not a clinical doctor or anything like that, but what I've seen with a lot of people and even with myself when I've been really sad or down, a lot of times it's just because I'm not where I want to be, or I'm not doing enough of the things that I feel like I could do. I'm not aligned with that, right? And so I hope that gives you hope, and stop thinking so small and start thinking big for your life. You have so much within you. You deserve to think big, and others deserve to have you think big because you can impact their life. Number 4, this might seem a little weird, but being ignorant. And so I want to learn more and more and more. And I think that's where a lot of problems can come from, is just ignorance is just not knowing. So it doesn't mean like, I think it can have this negative connotation, or you think, oh, I don't want to be ignorant. But really, like, I didn't know about investing in index funds or investing in some of these tax advantage accounts and stuff. That was ignorance. Okay. It's a simple concept, but if you don't know about it, then how can you do it? Now, a lot of people know about it and they don't do it anyways, and they still, live in debt and don't take those actions and live above their means and things of that nature. So that's a whole nother story. But first, you need to access that information, and you need the information to then decide what you do with it. And so I'm trying to lower my ignorance levels, and so that I can stack different skills and different things to build the successful life that I want, to be able to do the projects that I see and I've written down and that I want to contribute to the world. And so trying to leave that ignorance behind and start learning about everything that I can, and start learning from anyone that I can, so that I can take action and I can understand things and I can then propel my life forward. Number 5, excuses, whining, complaining, negativity. So typically I like to show up with positivity, with belief, with hope, but I'm just like everybody else, or a lot of people. Not everybody's like this, but I have down days. I have days where I do start to, like I said, not believe in myself, or wonder what the heck I'm doing, or if this can even work for me, or whatever, right? And so, or excuses, like things come up, or I have this come up, or blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, make the time. Figure it out. Get more sleep. You didn't get sleep. So what? Figure it out. And so I think after pregnancy and during pregnancy, I think I was a lot more compassionate. I definitely am an empathetic person, but I think I was like extra empathetic after that and experiencing something. I think sometimes when you experience something that's challenging, you can definitely have more compassion and empathy. A lot of times, either you have this like anger about things, or you feel extra empathetic because you know what it's like to feel like in a crappy situation, or to feel sad or pain or whatever, and you don't want other people to feel that way. But I also really, over the last year or so, have felt called to really like raise the bar and step up standards. And this is more where my natural inclination is to like, no, let's do the work. It's okay. We're having a tough time, but that's fine. Like, we need to rise up. We can do more. We can do better. Let's figure out how to move through this, and so that we can be the people that we're meant to be, and we can do the things we're meant to do, and we can serve and enjoy and live that happy and healthy life. And so I'm raising the bar, raising the expectations, leaving the excuses behind, and we're going to make it happen. Number 6, this can be hard for a lot of people, but things or people that don't fuel my life or my family. And so in life and on your success journey, or whatever you're trying to do with your goals in your life and whatever you're trying to build, talk about being a builder, that's really, really huge. But you want to focus. And there's things that are going to come up. There's going to be things that sidetrack you. You're going to sidetrack yourself. And there's people in your life that will try to bring you down, or that get you in their drama or whatever, or you let yourself get into that. But I'm really trying to focus and say, what is going to help us achieve what I want? So I've identified, like, my family's very important, working on some of my business and my goals, and my service projects is really important to me. Working on my health is important to me. Taking care of certain people in my life and being there for them is important to me. And so if some of these things match those objectives, then I'll go for it. But if not, I'm not going to give it attention and energy. I talked about the energy bus and even just positivity. We can definitely talk more about our positive energy, just energy in general, and why you need to preserve that and be careful and intentional about where you put it. And so I typically want to care about everything, but I really am working on and have worked on just focusing on my main objectives and what I need to. And so I think that's a powerful lesson, and I think that will help me moving forward. Number 7, I'm letting go and leaving behind what I wish would happen. Or I wish this would happen. No, I am making it happen. I'm going to make it happen. And I've definitely, a lot of these things I've started shifting over this year, but I really just want to make it clear to myself that you are not going to do these things. And so I really, really want to make sure I'm making things happen. So instead of being oh, I haven't exercised this week or whatever, you need to make it happen. You need to time block. You need to plan it out the night before. You need to put the time into the calendar and do the thing. You have to play life on offense. You have to be intentional, and you have to decide what you want to do and then do it and make time for it. And so we're not making excuses, and we're going to make the time, and we're going to make things happen in 2024. You are the only one who can do that for yourself. You can't just sit there, and I know I did this for a long time. Oh, that person, I really love what they're doing, or I wish I could do that, or that's so cool what they're doing. And I would just think that, and I'm oh, I wish I could do that. I don't know if I could do that. Or, instead it's no, okay, I really want to do that. So let's do it. Make it happen. Go for it. Life is a gift. Take advantage of it. And lastly, number 8, doubt. Stop doubting yourself. Stop feeding that fire, right? And so I think that the more we feed our belief, the more we feed the good things, the better off you'll be, and the more likely you'll be to be happy, successful, and achieve whatever you want. And so I hope these messages were helpful to you. I encourage you to maybe do this exercise and go, what do I want to leave behind in 2023? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to stop doing? So I think that can be helpful. Sometimes it's easy for our brain to identify the problems, and so go, okay, I know I do these kind of things. Let me stop doing that. And then you can also then do, what do I need to start doing? So what do I need to stop doing, but what do I need to start doing? And so I'm going to be doing a video on what I need to start doing. If you want to check it out, feel free. I hope this is helpful to you, or I hope it gets you thinking about your own life and something that you can do. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up and share and subscribe for more videos like this. I will be posting in 2024. I have really enjoyed doing this. I love to learn. I'm always working on improving myself, and I do want to give back and see if I could help someone else along the way. And so if you want to join this community, feel free to do so. And we're going to have a great 2024. Let's do it together. So thanks so much for being here. You got this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.